Don't bet on college football in week 0 without watching this video. Joe DeLeone here at the Sports Geek. We're coming back with doing these pick videos that we did during the college basketball season. We are going to be dishing out college football and NFL picks every single week. To the capacity is a little bit to be determined, but there's one game. There's a couple of decent games on week 0, but there's one that will garner your betting attention. That being Kansas State versus Iowa State, the game that is played in Dublin, Ireland. It's going to be very fun. Farmageddon, Big 12 matchup. It's going to be chaotic. Hopefully, we get a bunch of silly turnovers and unexpected highlights that happen in this game. The two bets that I love the most for this, though, I first love Kansas State minus 3.5 to cover and obviously to win this game. We have a situation here where Rocco Becht, 60% completion percentage guy last season, lost his two best receivers. And we're not talking about, two guys moved on. Jaden Higgins and Jalen Knoll were 1,100-yard receivers last year. One of the few instances in college football where you'll have a team with two 1,000-yard receivers. They were both so good that they got drafted on day 2 of the 2025 NFL draft. His next best guy didn't even surpass 200 yards. So a guy who has had a number of performances where he's dipped below 50% completion percentage and on film has shown shakiness, has to figure out who his new reliable go-to player is. I am willing 1,000% to bet against that. The other part about this, statistically, Avery Johnson's very similar to Rocco Becht. They had a very similar touchdown-interception ratio, very similar-ish completion percentages. I believe he was around 58% last season. When we have these games in Ireland, game slows down a little bit. You're playing on a soccer field. It's not a typical football field. Run games have prevailed. We saw that last year. Georgia Tech's run game prevailed. It was why they won. I think just like Haynes King had a huge performance, and we saw Jamal Haynes have a huge performance for the Yellow Jackets last year, Dylan Edwards, Avery Johnson will be super productive on the ground. Give me Kansas State to cover, minus 3.5. With that same philosophy in mind, we are going to go under 50.5 for this game. I really think that in this situation where you have to travel to a completely different country in a different time zone, it is not only distracting traveling that far away into a vacation location that you're going to. You're not traveling to a random spot in the U.S. to play this game in a neutral site. You're going to Ireland. There's usually some sort of team festivities that happen during this week. There's a lot of distractions. You're trying to get acclimated to everything that is happening around you in a completely different country. Soccer field that typically we don't see in these situations. Teams produce a lot of big splashy plays in these settings. I think that this is going to be a duke it out run game where the team that runs the most effectively is going to win, and they're going to try to dominate time of possession. The other thing as well, and right now it is not in the forecast for there to be rain on Saturday in Dublin, but always potential with the chaotic weather over in that part of the world for the field to be wet, for it to be mushy. I really think that with a completely different environment for these two teams, for this game to go under 50.5 is likely accomplishable. Comment below. Let me know what you think of these picks, what other picks that you like as well. Hit that like button and subscribe. We're going to be back with our week 1 picks, which is going to be a lot more deeper than just these 2 picks. We're going to be giving a ton of picks out. Stay tuned.